Everybody, welcome to Bermuda, a tiny 21 square mile island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, about on the same parallel as North Carolina. Now, most of you watching this are probably saying, why is he introducing us to Bermuda? We already know what Bermuda is, or we live here even. And the reason for that is because I had an influx of new subscribers lately. They're from Reddit. There was a little exchange going on about actually OnlyFans and how difficult it was for even an OnlyFans model to reach $100 a month in revenue just from OnlyFans. And I mentioned how I have a small channel and it took me about 3 years to reach that goal. And people wanted to know what my channel was. So I said, you know, I wasn't really advertising it, but if they want to know, showed it to them. Fast forward, we got about 250 new subscribers and counting. So because a lot of those people have probably never heard of Bermuda before, I wanted to put up another video, a quick introduction, so that you know what Bermuda is about. So I brought you guys down to the pool so I could point out a few things here. This is where I live. It is an apartment building, but it started as a hotel. It went up for sale. A group of us purchased it and converted the hotel rooms into apartments. Now, what you'll notice about this building and all the Bermuda houses is that they have pearly white roofs. That's because being on an island, fresh water is hard to come by. So it's important for us to have a source of fresh water. Keep the roof clean, keep it detoxified so that when it rains, all of that goes into a tank that's underneath the building, and then you can use it for your showers and what have you, washing clothes and whatnot. It's actually a really good and very efficient method of fresh water collection. And then our buildings are not made of wood because we get a lot of hurricanes, so we have very strict building regulations. So every building is made of a mix of limestone and concrete. They can withstand very difficult weather conditions because we get hurricanes almost every year, sometimes multiple in a year. And that's the first thing you need to know about Bermuda is that, you know, hurricane season is real. We are not a tropical island, we're subtropical, which means we have a summer and a winter. And in the winter, it can get as low as 50, 60 degrees sometimes. So you're gonna wear a jacket if you're bringing that here. Everyone thinks it's like Jamaica or Bahamas or one of those Caribbean islands. We're not in the Caribbean. We are up north, the same parallel as North Carolina, about 90-minute flight from New York City. So when it's cold over there, it gets pretty cold over here. It doesn't snow, but it gets pretty cold. Now I'm gonna take you guys down on the railway trail. What is the railway trail? So just a little more background on the island. Bermuda has about 60,000 people. That's the population. And at one point in time, many years ago, we had a railway that traveled the whole length of the island. Oh, look at these jet skis. Now, what happened with the railway was that they found it was way too difficult to keep a bunch of iron tracks and iron locomotives in operation sitting next to the ocean and getting destroyed by salt spray all the time. So it was eventually dismantled, but they kept the trail intact. And now it's just used for, you know, taking hikes or bike rides. It actually spans the entire length of the island. It goes for about 20, 30 miles. And you can walk the entire thing. And for me, it's great because it's right down from my house. So I come down the back, come down here. We built a little step right here so we can get up and down easily. And then I come here normally and do my morning runs or walks and whatnot. Or sometimes it's just a shortcut to the supermarket so I don't have to go on the main road if I wanted to walk. This is nice. Very convenient. All right, I am back inside because it was way too hot out there. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about Bermuda. So Bermuda's small. Bermuda's in the middle of the Atlantic, not in the Caribbean. And the other important thing to know about Bermuda is that it is very expensive, very expensive. It's not uncommon for things to cost 2 or 3 times more than they do in like the States, because while we don't get taxed on what we earn, we don't really have much of a payroll tax, a small one. We get taxed on what we buy, and the government through our customs department, they check everything that comes into the island, and they, depending on what it is, they tax it, and then that tax gets passed on to the customers. So for example, if you buy a laptop and you ship it to Bermuda, if the laptop costs $1,000, by the time it lands, they're gonna tax that about 30%, which means another $300. Then if you gotta pay shipping and handling, that's maybe another $150, $200. $1,000 laptop is gonna cost you probably between $1,500 and $2,000. So yeah, that's kind of what life is like on the island. And I'm not gonna go too deep into it on this video because I could talk all day, but I have tons of videos on the channel that you can look at if you want to get some more information or some more details, or stay tuned because I post a video. I don't post very often. I post about once a month at this point. But I should have a new video coming up within the next few days or so. This is just a quick introduction and a quick thank you to say I appreciate you guys supporting my channel, even though you don't even know me. It means a lot, and thank you for all the subscriptions. One more thing to show you. So, like I said, Bermuda's very expensive, so I am in the process of replacing my air conditioner units. I got these direct from the dealer, but in order to save some money, I'm not going to install them myself, but I have a friend who's good at doing these sorts of things, so he's going to come do it for me. In total, these units, I priced them online straight from the manufacturer. They were about, I'd say, maybe $400 or $500 each for the condenser and the AC unit. But I ended up paying about $2,000 for the set of 2. I don't need 2 condensers, I only need 1, but I'll keep 1 as a replacement, I guess, and then get the other condenser and the 2 units installed because my apartment needs 2 units. So that's the type of math you do in Bermuda. That's the type of math you do. You're like, how can I save a few dollars, make things a little bit cheaper? Because, you know, at a certain point, you just don't want to pay all the extra markups that a lot of these companies on the island put on you. But, you know, we do what we can. We survive. But yeah, just a quick video. Thanks again for stopping by, and keep an eye on the channel. I'll be posting again soon. Adios. Wait, before I go, I know there's one thing that you're probably wondering about that I did not address at all, and that is the Bermuda Triangle. So, is the Bermuda Triangle real? You're probably wondering. Well, yes, it is real. You know, this is a triangle that stretches from the tip of Florida down to Cuba, I believe, and then up to Bermuda. So we're the northernmost point of the triangle. That exists. We have it marked. There's a place I'll show you guys at some point where we have it marked, the exact point where the triangle meets. You can go there. It's pretty cool. Have there been a lot of shipwrecks and disappearing planes and stuff in that area? Yes, there has, for various reasons. I don't know if it's, you know, anything crazy like aliens or things like that. But that has happened. In fact, Bermuda is known as the Isle of Devils because back in the day, back when people were navigating with the stars, people would come here, and because of Bermuda's very difficult terrain, they would crash. There's hundreds of shipwrecks around the island that you can dive to and explore if that's your thing. Yeah, so the Bermuda Triangle, it is real. I don't know if it's any paranormal activity happening out there, but that's something that you can definitely come and explore. And if you're interested and you need some help setting up a vacation or a trip or anything, I have a website, isleofdevils.com. You can go there, you can reach me, you can reach some of my associates, and we can assist you with your planning. All right, yeah, I had to touch on that before I left. So now I'm going for real. I'll see you guys in the next one.